Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we're going to go over all the potential PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X restocks all going on throughout this week. Now, this week actually should be a pretty eventful week because last week actually led to quite a few big locations that never actually did a proper restock. So I'm going to probably do a little bit more of the extra rambling onto all this to kind of give you guys all the details, places we're expecting, and all the big retailers first and foremost. I'll go into the part 2 as well, which has a lot of walk-in news and also all the mid-tier retailers, which kind of puts a lot to like the bundles and stuff like that. I'm sure a lot of you guys kind of know the usual flow when it comes to most of these games and game stuff in general, so we'll keep you guys in the loop the best we can. And as well, for the kind of like the usual longer intro for this, we did make the daily video, and I'm going to record this point video just a little bit more in the middle of the day, so just in case if there's any big issues with all this type of stuff or all that, hopefully the daily day-to-day video should have helped you guys that out, and now the weekly's me for the rest of the week. So, of course, if any of you guys are brand new, as always, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We've been covering up a lot more actual gaming news on the channel just throughout these past few weeks, so if you guys like that type of stuff, always feel free to go watch it and say hi and all that stuff. And as well also for the PS5 giveaway, which will be ending very, very soon. We do also have the brand new Samsung links down below. We have the doubled links. If you guys also just want to be nice and be supportive, go click on those and check those out too as well. But one of them is also on the good side for the SSDs for the PlayStation 5 on sale that I actually bought another one myself for my PS5. Same thing too as well with the Samsung. We also get like a $50 gift card to mix.in. We have the Amazon links, which we've been watching all throughout this week, which we'll go and cover for the PS5 Digital Console Controller, Twitter and Twitch stream as well, link down below, and sign up for that Weeble. We always mention that for the free stock. If you guys deposit $100, you can just instantly withdraw it and sell it. And of course, let's go down in the video itself. And of course, as well throughout the week, if you guys do get your consoles at all, leave your comment, send me a tweet, send me a picture. I'll always have a chance to go and get to see that in the first place. So let's go and dive on in. So the first and foremost one I want to go dive on into is going to be on the Walmart. So as of last week, we actually were pretty adamant that Walmart was going to restock as of last week. I wasn't like 100% guaranteeing it, but it kind of made a lot of sense. So this week, especially, we're going to be watching even more for the Walmart restock. Now, of course, depending maybe then when that video goes live, same with the Amazon stuff too, might be slightly more on the slightly outdated side on that really rare occasion. But if there is anything, I'll make sure to tweet about it or let you guys know in the next video. But when it comes to that stuff, Walmart. We did not go and see Walmart. This will be ongoing for the third week in a row when it comes to Walmart potentially doing a drop. So I would almost be extremely kind of just surprised if there is no actual Walmart restock this week. As of the last Walmart drop, although some orders have been canceled and had some issues with them, for this, it does kind of seem like Walmart is just not even overdue for stock. And usually for a while, they've usually have been overdue, and then they send out all the overdue stock, and then after that, they'll go do a drop. But when it comes to this for this week in Walmart, I'd probably say a nice Wednesday or Thursday date, unless they do like a random weird YOLO date somewhat outside the usual normal time. But I would probably expect a normal non-Walmart Plus drop, because the last drop was Walmart Plus. And as well, we'd probably be expecting a drop probably almost this week because they had a long time to build up stock. You know, it also makes sense too as well because all the other previous consoles are like, I think like a 70 to 80% confirmed. And also a lot of them should be delivered as of even this week if they have not been delivered as of last week. There was a little bit of issues though with they had some canceled orders, which may also kind of prolong up the drop itself just a little bit longer. But letting you guys know, I'd probably almost be extremely surprised if there is no restock all throughout this Wednesday or Thursday. So we'll be very closely watching all of those. We'll keep you guys in the loop the best we can as we go and see it throughout the week. That would probably include the PS5 Digital and also Xbox. We're still kind of patiently waiting to go and see if the Xbox Series X Halo Infinite Edition is still around or not. But at least for me, we'll have to keep on watching for that. So at least it's looking very likely throughout this week. Probably around 3 p.m. EST, so around 2 p.m., 1 p.m., and 12 p.m., depending on your time zone. And I'd probably say, in all honesty, it probably will be expected to have one throughout this week. I'm just extremely expecting it throughout this week. The next one's going to be more on the Best Buy side. So, Best Buy did not go do any restocks as of last week. So we did not have any PlayStation 5s, and I know a lot of you guys are trying to go get them. We did go and see like maybe around 2 weeks ago with some leftover stock that actually was available for the Best Buy stores for walk-ins. So keep that in mind that we might see expecting those throughout the week if there is any also additional drops. Monday, as well, is usually a big total tech day. So depending on when you guys watch this and when the actual drop may or may not happen, we'll be watching that all throughout this week. Usually we see Best Buy from any time around the 9 a.m. to around the 5 to 6 p.m. range or so. But we also sometimes see them go do a few drops in a row and then take a few weeks off. So I think for this week especially, Best Buy will be a little bit more on the unlikely side because we had 2 Xbox drops and 2 GPU drops kind of back-to-back in pretty recent times, and no drops as of last week, which kind of gives them like a nice week to kind of build up stock, receive stock, and go from there. So keep that in mind that we've been watching that, we've been seeing that, and we'll probably be expecting a drop throughout that. If it's not on Monday throughout today, we are still kind of not sure if the total tech drops are still going to be happening or not, because I feel like it has been quite a decent amount of time, I'd say, since the last type of restock has happened. But when it comes to stock for that one, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Funny enough, but I kind of feel like usually Wednesdays are the bigger days. We see a lot of GPUs on Wednesdays, same with Xboxes, and then Thursdays and Fridays too as well. So those are probably the big days, unless they do something as of today, whether it's like an hour ago or so, or just throughout the rest of today. So Best Buy does have a really big likelihood for it, although not confirmed. But if we do see any more employee leaks or information stuff, we'll let you guys go know just for general stuff or even warehouse stock and all of that. So good stuff with that one. We'll be watching that a decent bit. Next one will be on the Amazon drop. Now, I did go and mention the day-to-day video that there's always that small chance that Amazon could even restock as of today, because they usually do at least every once a month restock. So if it did, you guys can always go and just kind of skip it on up to as well, or keep on checking the links down below for warehouse consoles after they then like returned and all of that. But when it comes to Amazon, the PS5 disc and PS5 digital are both extremely overdue. Xbox Series X as well, pretty overdue for the pure normal console side. Halo Infinites, we did see quite a few months back that they did go and cancel a lot of those orders, although ever since then, we have not really seen them kind of have a chance to go and have another restock rebound at all. So when it comes to stock in general, the PlayStations will be looked pretty likely. We did see maybe around the 10 to 11 range or so. So if it has not dropped as of yet so far today, be on the lookout for the next like 15 or an hour and 15 minutes or so, depending on that one. We can go from there. They've also seen them do drops at pretty much any time from 5 p.m. to 12 p.m. to 3 a.m. in the morning, although I do kind of feel like they haven't done an early morning drop in quite some time. When it comes though from all the Amazon restocks in general, I'd probably go and say that they've usually been kind of heavily botted, so if for some odd reason we haven't had a chance to see one, or we don't see the stock for it, or like it just kind of has a bad drop, I would not worry too much about it, especially because I feel like Target, Best Buy, and Walmart have all been doing pretty good for else getting their stock. So we'll definitely be watching Amazon. I do have a friend that does also work over on Amazon, so if I have a chance to go and see more stock arrivals for it, we'll let you guys know. But as you guys can probably kind of go pick up on this week, we haven't had anything majorly confirmed so far, which is not really usually like the best sign, but at least on the bright side, at least we have a lot of high likelihoods, because a lot of locations have not restocked in quite some time. Like I said, even for Walmart and Best Buy and Amazon especially. So next one we'll be on the lookout for throughout this week will be on the GameStop. Now, these past few weeks, GameStop has probably been one of the most, if not the most active drops. So thank you very much, GameStop, for keeping the news at least somewhat entertaining. We had a Walmart drop on the 27th that was confirmed for PlayStation 5s. We still have been seeing some folks also getting and receiving stock from all those. So it's just been very nice to go and see. We've had a chance to go and see a lot of folks get their bundles. And although obviously the bundles are not always the best to go be around, I would probably always stand by that. At least on the bright side, we have also been seeing folks getting their stock from them, and at least it is confirmed. So right now we're on like the day 4 or 5, and it's kind of more on the tail end side. So if there is any more extra stock, it'll probably be a little more on the lower end. Just keep that in mind. But we also are maybe watching for an online drop. We haven't seen a PlayStation 5 online drop at least a little bit. So it's been like a little bit of time for them to go build up some stock and go from there. So I'd probably say throughout this week, we do sometimes have the pro memberships tweets and emails and messages beforehand. That kind of does basically confirm up the restock. So we'll be watching that all throughout these probably next few days especially. I know Tuesday's been a pretty big hot day for it. We've also maybe seen sometimes them doing YOLO drops on Mondays for GameStop itself. So with all of that put together, it does kind of tone up the likelihood of them doing one probably on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. But we also even had them do like a Friday drop before. It's kind of been a little more on the sporadic side. I also would not be that surprised if they also try to do another Xbox Series X big bundle for just stores in general. So in case you guys want to check your stock and see, you guys can always be on the lookout for that in case you guys would like. So, well, I'd probably be anticipating up at least an Xbox walk-in throughout this week or next week. PS5 walk-in, probably not so much because the last week before it, online dough is looking very, very likely. And they usually do like to go mention the day before or just around the general time. And it's usually around the 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 a.m. EST, 9 a.m. Mountain Time, and 8 a.m. Pacific Time. So it's keeping you guys on the loop for that one too. It's kind of like probably looking pretty likely. Although with all the activeness these past 2 weeks, we'll probably put more attention on the Walmart and Amazon and all that stuff, as we've mentioned before. So gonna be the big focus for this week. And then last but not least, for all the big boy retailers, will be on the Target side. So Target, we have been hearing once again a little bit more rumors throughout the week. So if we want to be on the lookout for them Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, usually around the 6:45 a.m. Central Time. So over that's like 7:45 EST, and then you use, the other correspondence for the time zones for that. We have been seeing some rumors that there are some stores still sitting on stock. We've had some employees reach out to as well and say that. We'll have to also go and see throughout this week or weekend if there is any big movement going on for stock arrivals and stock movement. We did have a Target drop happen actually not that long ago, so we'll be watching them as well to go and see. We do see Target in like a 2 to 3 week cycle, so if it's not this week, we'll probably be getting more information throughout this weekend and then having a chance to go build up more stock numbers as of the week right after. But at least for also for that, it does seem likely we've been seeing Target kind of coming in pretty clutch. I've also been loving seeing all these actual big retailers also getting and receiving more and more stock, because it kind of gives us more options and more like potential to go potentially go get more consoles and, you know, get all of you guys out there and be able to go enjoy all the games and gaming going on, which is all just kind of nice to go and see. So keep that in mind. Will Target be a pretty, I like a nice mid-tier. I'd probably put like a nice like 90% on Walmart, maybe a nice like 50-50 throughout the week for Amazon. Best Buy will probably be a nice like 70% or so, especially higher for the Xboxes. GameStop, I'll probably throw like a 30% for PS5s, a little bit higher for Xboxes, and then Target itself. It depends on how all the information will come out from today. I'll probably give you guys more updates throughout probably tomorrow and these next few upcoming days. And obviously, you always make sure you guys are subscribed, and you guys can get all the information for that too as well. Now, for the next two big boys too, as well as going to be on the PS Direct and Microsoft. So with both of these, PS Directs, we usually do sometimes see them happen more on the Sundays into like the Mondays, and then Mondays into Tuesdays, etc. Even as of last week, we saw Monday and Tuesday restocks for the PS Directs. So when it comes to that one, we'll be waiting to go and see if we see any emails sent on out. So make sure 100% you guys are signed up for the PlayStation Directs, because if you guys for some odd reason don't have that signed up yet, you don't have a chance to get that random RNG email sent to your emails. So kind of be on the lookout for that for Tuesday or Thursday. They did do 2 of them as of last week, and they were kind of like a big heavy hitter for restocks as of last week too as well. And on top of that, the Xbox Series X's. When it comes to the Xbox Series X, we also keep on seeing the Microsoft Direct emails that keep on getting sent on out. So always loving having a chance to go and see that, mainly because when it comes to the Xbox, we're still waiting to go and see if there's any more Halo Infinite consoles too as well. But mixed on in, we'll have to kind of go and see if they're working any normal Xboxes for their bundles. We did see a lot of them as of last weekend, so we'll see if they pop up more throughout this week. Same with the Xbox Series S's, they do kind of float around every now and then. So at least we'll have a chance for some big retailer walk-ins as well as online drops, and this week should be, I think, pretty good when it comes to all of that. Now, the next part of this video is going to be more so on the walk-ins and also the mid-tier retailers too as well, so make sure you guys are stay tuned for that one, all the usual sell links and stuff for that one. Let's go dive into that right now as well. Now, guys, we're on to the part 2 of all these nice little walk-ins and also mid-tier retailers. Let's go dive on in. So the number one big thing is going to be on the Anton line. Now, Anton line was actually kind of somewhat pretty active when it came to restocks last week. They did go and have a Switch drop and also a PlayStation drop. So I think the likelihood of them also basically just getting stock in general does kind of go and tone down, at least in my mind, a decent amount. Mainly because we can maybe be overdue on the PlayStation 5 Digital, although we haven't really seen too many of those kind of floating around in general, and probably just an Xbox Series X restock. So if I did have to go and judge and say, I'd probably say Xbox Series X bundles probably most likely confirmed if I do have to go have any extra stock available for the Anton line. And as well, they usually go and drop around like the 9 to around the 5 p.m. range or so, give or take, usually around more in the midday. And also with the PlayStation 5s, they somehow do always kind of come in clutch, although the bundle prices are usually somewhat more on the higher end side, which is never the funnest thing to go and see, don't get me wrong, but at least on the bright side, we do have to at least go and see them getting all their stock, which is always very, very nice to go and see. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Maybe we'll try to do another like little Switch OLED bundle as well with Pokemon. Would make a lot of sense. We'll probably actually see a lot of Switch OLEDs too as well in all the other various retailers. GameStop will probably be a good example too. They're probably trying to be working some bundles, and they were also selling their consoles without the bundle, which is always very nice to go and see. And that'll be one really nice thing to go and see whenever the PS5 and Xbox can be unbundled, even in places like Best Buy and GameStop. As well, GameFly. GameFly's actually been a little bit more on the chiller side, I would go and say, these past like 3 weeks, so the likelihood of them getting more additional stock has gone up an astronomical amount, at least in my opinion for it. So be on the lookout for them doing a PS5 or Xbox bundle. I think it's been a very long time since they've done a PlayStation 5 bundle, so keep on being on the lookout for that. As well, when it comes to all the stock for them in general, they are a little bit on the more expensive side, and you do have to be a GameFly member, although we have been seeing them pretty active, usually around like the Tuesday through Thursday range, if I had to go and guess. On top of the two, Costco. Now, unless Costco did a nice little drop today, but Costco last week did do both a PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X going on in. So it's kind of cool to go and see. I'd probably say for them, you also be a member. Same with all the other ones, like the BJ's and Sam's Club, we'll mention in a second. But for them, I'd probably say the likelihood does kind of go and tone down just a little bit for this, because they actually have done 2 drops, as I mentioned last week. So it kind of tones down a lot when it comes to stock and stock availability for them in general. But still be on the lookout for them. They usually are a little bit more on the earlier side, from like the 7 a.m. to around the 2 p.m. range or so, give or take, with their bundles. I also haven't seen them do any Halo Infinites in a while. Sam's Club actually has not restocked in a very, very, very long time. So we'll probably be watching for them up to as well for Wednesdays and Thursday nights. Those are the usual times you see for Sam's Club. Both the PS5 and Xbox Series X bundles are extremely overdue when it comes to them. So I'd probably say, especially if there's no Walmart restock, and I said this I think last week too as well, we'd probably be anticipating up a Sam's Club drop on either side. I think kind of bumps up the likelihood if there's none. So then the leftover stock goes there, and like all the canceled orders go to Sam's Club. And on the reverse, if say Walmart got stock, it also makes sense too if Sam's Club got stock too as well. So that's why I keep on pushing the Wednesday and Thursday a lot for both Walmart and Sam's Club. That just kind of makes sense. It fixed their drop schedule and all of that. As well as also for the other various places, BJ's. We've actually been seeing a lot of BJ's walk-ins, which we'll cover in a second, but as well, we haven't seen BJ's do like a 2 to 3 week online drop in a little bit, so we'll keep you guys in the loop for that and kind of be on the lookout in case they do any PS5 or Xbox drops. We have been watching that. It's always nice to go and see, so we'll keep on checking that out throughout the early mornings and middays when it comes to their restocks. As well as also do always have the Newegg, which does always do their day-to-day shuffle with all the high in-demand tech objects, such as the PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X's, and all that other good stuff too as well. So we're going to be watching that throughout every single day. Always the quick reminder for you guys. Now for other various things too, such as the Microsoft Store, which actually did do a restock a few weeks ago. We'll be watching for them and also for those emails, as we mentioned, around the Thursday date. On top of that too, the Belks and other various places like Lenovo, Dorma, and all that type of stuff too as well. We'll be watching for them for online random YOLO restocks. On top of that too, I'll also be watching all the walk-ins. Now we cover these pretty heavily all throughout the weekend, and before and even in this video, GameStop still has been getting their PS5 walk-ins, so keep on checking for the local stores for that. We already covered that though, so we'll be on the more focus for say BJ store locations. We actually saw as of the weekend a lot of folks getting their Ratchet & Clank bundles, which is a PS5, an extra controller, and then Ratchet & Clank for around the $620-$630 range or so. BJ's is a big kind of wholesale food retailer up in the East Coast. So we'll be watching them, especially on over there. Check your stores, give them a casual call. Some stores will have stock, some stores will not have stock, depending on your local area and location. As well, same thing with Myers. We've been seeing a lot of confirmed restocks when it comes to Myers for both the PS5 disc and PS5 digital going on. So all around good stuff. I love having a chance to go and see that stock, but it always has to be confirmed. You also have to wait for them in general. So we've been watching that overall. So when it comes to that one, always call your store, go check your casual stuff. We've been seeing stocks arriving for it. We've seen a few amount of Xbox Series X's, not as much as you'd probably expect. We've also been seeing a very smaller amount of PS5 digital showing up for the Myers stores, and PS5 disc editions usually around like the 5 to 10 range or so, and it kind of seems like a 2 to 3 week cycle depending on the store and location and area when it comes to the Myers store locations. As well, same thing for the Midwest on Kroger's. We have been seeing on-off reports of people getting their PlayStation 5 stock up in Kroger's stores, so keep on being on the lookout for that one. Same with the PS5 disc and digital, nothing for Xboxes. Now for Fred Meyers on the West Coast, we did see a lot of them like around 2 or 3 weeks ago. We have not seen as many reports as of recently for all of them at all. So kind of watching that stuff and seeing that stuff, we'll let you guys know if we see more stock or stock arrivals for it, just in general, although it's been a little bit more on the quieter side. Same thing with HEB, it's been around like 2-3 months since the last restock for them. We're always on the lookout for them for the Xbox drops and going from there. As well as also Staples. We did not really see too many major mentions of Staples throughout these past few weeks, although we did see them around 2 months ago. We'll let you guys know if we see any more employee leaks or stock arrivals or location arrivals for Staples stores throughout the early morning daily day videos. PC Richards has on occasion had stock, although we haven't seen any major reports of them for the past around 3 weeks too as well, so it does seem like they're on the overdue side. We'll let you know if there's any more batches of stock that do go and show on up. There's always those little various random places such as like the Sony store suppliers, as well as also walk-ins and also like just Navy exchanges, military walk-in bases and all that stuff that we always like to go mention every single week. Although for this week, although we have like a little bit of kind of confirmed stuff and kind of very likely stuff, it might be a little bit more of a quieter week unless we have a lot of these big retailers kind of confirm stuff and let us all know. I'll make sure to let you guys know throughout a bunch of various videos on the channel itself, so always make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. And I do appreciate you guys always so much for spending your time and watching the videos, and hopefully this week will be the week you guys go and get your consoles. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We'll also try to cover up more weekend and like basically Canadian other region news if we can. On top of that too, check out the Samsung SSDs down below, super on sale, which I highly recommend. Same with the Samsung phones too as well, up on sale. We also have the Amazon links, as we keep on mentioning, for the PS5 disc, digital console, and controller. Twitter and Twitch stream as well, linked down below. Sign up for Weeble, deposit $100, you guys get a bunch of free stock and free money. Same with that Coinbase too as well, and leave a like, and hopefully throughout this week, you guys go get your consoles. I appreciate you guys all so much for existing. I'll see you guys up on the next one.